I asked on my Facebook beauty channel, and if you guys aren't following me there, please follow me there. I always give out extra entries to my giveaways and stuff like that on there. I have a lot of useful information that I put on that site daily, so I will leave that link down below. But I told everybody, or asked everybody on that site, what you guys wanted to see between two palettes and what kind of get ready did you want to see, a fast one or a talk through. And so many of you said a talk through with Tarte, so with the Rainforest After Dark palette. So that is what we're going to do, and I'm doing get ready with me's mostly because I'm trying to get back into them, or trying to get into them in the first place. But I have some brushes that I need to try out, and I think this is a perfect time to try them out. So I'm going to try out some Beauty Junkie brushes. Good ones. I love Beauty Junkies. And some Mikasa. I think that it's Mikasa. Mikasa. It reminds me of like Mufasa. Mufasa. It reminds me of, but it's Mikasa, I believe. Or Mikasa, something like that. So we are going to try out like a whole bunch of different brushes and see how they work for me. So yeah, let's get into this. So I already did my skincare, already put on my primer, which was the Becca Resurfacing Primer. I put that on, and then I used some of the Dr. Brandt's Pore No More. So I'm sorry if you can't really see everything that I'm going to be talking about. These lights are crazy. I wanted you guys to be able to see my face good. I hope this comes out and the lights don't wash out the makeup, which they usually do, but I'm working with what I'm working with here. So let's do this. I think that I'm going to try to use the Better Skin today. My skin is so pale because, you know, there's no sun no more. So I'm going to try to use this. And the first brush that I'm going to be using is the Beauty Junkies Flat Kabuki. I love this. I usually don't use brushes to apply my foundation, but this is so soft and so dense, you guys. So I've been using this and actually really, really loving the application. I have a mirror over here, and I'm going to be looking at it just in case, so you guys know that Niki's not doing anything weird. She just doesn't have a very good setup. So I'm actually getting ready because I am going to a meeting. I got contacted by FabFitFun, and they want to meet up with me. I didn't know, either did she, that we are actually very close to each other, like living wise. We realized that after I sent her my address to send me out the FabFitFun box, and realized that she was actually going to school right down the road from me. So I was like, oh, what? People close by? That like never happens. I feel like an alien out here in the sticks. And so we're gonna meet up for coffee today at Starbucks, which should be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to meet new people. She wants to ask me some questions, which, as you guys know, I'm an open book. So, yeah. I haven't had to do a talk through since I think I first started my channel. So this could get a little weird. Just saying. I just love how this brush just, it gives me the application like I used my sponge, like I used my beauty sponge, but I didn't. I used a brush, and the reason why I don't normally use brushes is because they usually leave streaks on my face, and this doesn't. This actually works out really good. Alright, now I'm going to go in with my Real Technique powder brush and the Milani powder, and I'm just going to set my face. I'm trying not to get makeup on my outfit because I'm wearing a white outfit. Now, I normally use the double chin. I normally use the Rimmel Stay Matte. Jeez, well, I cannot think. It's so early in the morning right now. You have no idea. I normally use that. Still getting makeup all over myself. But I started to notice that the Milani really blurred out my complexion when I use it, and the Rimmel just kind of sets everything right where it is, and, you know, pores and all that crap. So the Milani face powder actually works a bit better and it sets stuff really good. Alright, now I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to use another brush by Beauty Junkees, and this is their brow brush. It has a very small angle here, and then it has the spoolie at the end. I actually got this brush and another brush I'm going to show you, my tapered blending brush. I actually bought these myself. The other brushes that they sent me were for review. But I bought these ones myself before they even contacted me. So when they contacted me and asked me to review their brushes, I was like, yes. I've been using the Anastasia Beverly Hills again. My Salon Perfect that I fell in love with, it just kind of became too dark. I think it's because I lightened my hair too much. So it just became too dark and I looked like I had werewolf eyebrows. So I went back to this because this is a soft brown and it just looks a lot better. I'm going to have to bring this closer. I'm sorry if it blinds you guys. I can't really talk while I do my brows, so I think I'm going to speed up through this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright, I think they are as good as they're getting. Freaking eyebrows, man. Now I'm going to use the Benefit Give Me Brow because it just kind of fills them in a little bit more, locks them down. I mean, I really do like this, and it's a tiny little brush. So it works out perfect because usually I have a really hard time with eyebrow products, especially the liquid, like the stuff that's supposed to stick down your eyebrows, because the wands are so big that it makes it impossible. And I end up getting it everywhere. I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is my favorite eyelid primer. Just gonna put this on. So how are you guys doing? I haven't sit down and done anything like this in a while. I stopped doing diary videos just because I was getting a lot of hate on them and about them. And they started getting less and less views, and it's not really about the views, but you know, you go by views to see what people are interested in, and it just didn't really seem like too many people were interested in them anymore, and it was kind of through a bad time on my YouTube life, and so I was kind of negative in them, or getting there, so I cut those out, but it does not mean that they won't be back. Now, no matter what palette I'm using, I always go in with the Chocolate Bar palette, and I always use that cream color. I'm sorry if I'm blinding you. I always use this cream color to plop down on my lid. Sometimes I use other palettes that have the cream color, but for the most part, I use the Chocolate Bar palette because it smells like chocolate, so it's a plus. Alright, now we're going to go in with the Rainforest After Dark palette. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful palette. Now, let me find out what names these are because I wanted to try to tell you what I was going to be using. So, in the transition for the moment, I'm going to use this kind of like light purple, and that is Bare to Explore, or Dare to Explore. Let me see again. No, Bare to Explore. So, I'm going to use that and lightly use it as a transition with the Beauty Junkees tapered blending brush that I told you guys that I bought myself with this, and the eyebrow brush. I love this. I love this. So I'm going to go in with it and very lightly just scoop it and just kind of you don't even have to be perfect with this. You just gotta blop it down and blend it out just a little bit. I mean, you're going to end up going over it anyway, so there's really no reason to be perfect with it. I am in love with this palette. You know how there's just some palettes that it doesn't matter if they were last year's palettes or if they were 10 years ago palette, you want it, and this is that palette. I do have to warn you guys though, I am not good at this kind of stuff, and I'm not perfect at makeup either, so if you guys have different ways that you like to do this, or if you know that I'm not doing something right, just do it your way. It's always best to do your makeup how you feel comfortable. I'm just one of those crazy people that does it kind of funky. Now I'm going to go in with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk and just put that down on my lid really lightly and blend it out. just to give the color I'm going to put on my lid a little bit more oomph. And then I'm going to go in with Up to No Gold, which is gorgeous, you guys. This color is the #1 reason why I bought the palette, was this gold color. It is gorgeous. So I'm going to go in with that. And I'm actually just going to use, at first, I'm just going to use my finger. And I'm just going to plop it down. Could you imagine this shade as a highlight? Like Tarte? You got something going here. I was thinking about that last night when I was getting all the makeup ready and set out, and I was trying to figure out what look I actually wanted to do for this, and I swatched the gold and I'm like, oh my god, could you imagine if that was a highlight? Like, that's some Amrezy shit, or however you say her name. Now that I have that down, I'm going to go in with the Mikasa, and this is their E230 brush. I love white brushes lately, and this is just kind of like an eye shader brush. And I'm going to go back in with that Up to No Gold just a little bit, and just make sure to round off the outside edges so there's no like dusty unevenness. If you have small lids like me and big old fat fingers, it can make a mess. So I'm just going to go in with this. I love this. The Mikasa brushes are so soft. So I really, really like these. And they work really good. And then I'm going to go in with the Beauty Junkees. And this is their Pro Blending Brush. It's white as well. Well, not at the moment because I've been using it. And I'm going to go in with Tangled Up in You, which is right next to the gold. It is this kind of light brown. And I'm just going to lightly define my crease with it, which is what it is perfect for. This brush is perfect for cut creases, defining your creases, making a crease if you don't have one, you know, stuff like that. It's really, really good. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the Mikasa, I don't know how to say this, Mikasa, and this is their E300 blending brush. This brush is the best blending brush I've ever felt. Like, I only have blending brushes like this, and they're just kind of like off Amazon or eBay, and they're like no-name brushes, and they're great, but this is so dense and so soft and so small, so it works perfectly. Now I'm gonna go in with this purple, which is Plum Away With Me, and that's what we're gonna use to smoke out this look. I'm just gonna start with a very small amount, and I'm going to place it right on the outside of my lid and just lightly blend it out. I'm sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. And just lightly blend it out just a little bit so there's no harsh lines. And then I'm going to slowly start to work it up and blend it over. Oh my god, I love this brush. It just blends everything out so nicely. And it's so soft. And then if you have too much of a harsh line with that, I like to go back in with the transition shade and that blending brush, so the light purple, and just go over it and blend it out a little bit. And that will diffuse it. If it's too, you know, too smoky, if it's too dark, it'll diffuse it, and it will diffuse those harsh lines. And then that's what it ends up looking like, which I hope that looks good in the camera, or you can even see it. You guys are going to watch this and then be like, alright, next time Niki asks, we are going to do a fast get ready with me. Like, I've never had my smoky eye looks look so good until I got this brush. And they're really cheap too. I'm going to go back in with that light purple and just diffuse. But yeah, all of these, the Beauty Junkees and the Mikasa brushes, are very affordable. They're not like Sigma, you know, they're not going to break your wallet. They all can be found on Amazon. Alright, and that's what it should look like so far. And I'm going to just go in with the actual highlight shade here. And what is the highlight? It's just called Champagne. And I'm just going to pop that on my eyebrow. Alright, now I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Precision Eyeliner, and I'm going to do this off camera because I can't do this on camera or I'm going to mess up my makeup for this meeting. So, I'll be right back. Alright, well, it's a good thing I didn't do it on camera anyway because my camera shut off. I love my camera. It's a Canon PowerShot SX170IS. I believe that's what it's called, but it shuts off when I'm recording after 26 minutes. So I'm like, thanks. But at least it beeps when it shuts off, so I know. You know, some people don't know. Now I'm going to go in with this Milani eyeliner, and this is in Royal Plum. It's just a purple, and I'm going to do my waterline. I know you're not supposed to pull down your eye when you do this, but if I don't, my eyes will water, and they're watering already. I hate that. Especially in the morning, my eyes water for absolutely no reason. Alright, now I'm going to do my concealer because I like to do that, and I'm going to, what am I going to use, you guys? Let's just use the NARS Creamy Concealer, and this is in vanilla? Light vanilla, I think. This, I really don't feel like this concealer is anything special, but I do definitely think that, you know, it's worth having. Now I'm going to go in with the last Beauty Junkie brush that I'm reviewing, and this is their Tapered brush, but I use it to blend out my concealer and love it. It works so good just for blending it out, getting it up there in the crease. But if I use my sponge on my under eyes, I notice that it kind of diffuses the concealer too much. And I have, as you can see, really bad bags. So I kind of just dot it around my bags. And I do leave a kind of harsh line because when I set it, that's when I really blend it out. So I just try to put it where I want it to stay with this, and it works beautifully. And then I just go in with the small tapered brush from e.l.f. All of my e.l.f. brushes are like falling apart. And I'm going to go in with the Sonia Kashuk Brightening Powder, and I'm just going to set that, and I just kind of dot it down like this, and then I blend it for any harsh lines with the concealer. It kind of just gets rid of them. And I love this. It works perfectly. I always do the O face. I make the dumbest faces. And with this brush, you can really clean up if you made a mess under your eye while doing your eye makeup. I mean, some people don't even do their face makeup until after they've done their eyes, but I can't do that. I don't like doing that for some reason. I'm not sure. It makes more sense to do that, but when have I ever made sense? Alright, now that I look a little bit more awake, I'm going to smoke out my under eye, and I'm going to first, and I really love using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brushes that come with the palette, just for this little skinny ended one. I'm going to go back in with the palette, and I'm going to use every shade that I used on the top of my eye. I'm going to do it in the same order on the bottom of my eye. So I'm going to go in with that light purple and just dust it. Here comes my son. And then I'm going to go in with that dark purple. I love you. Thank you for the kitty.
Come on, buddy. Let's go watch a show so Mommy can finish your homework. Love you.
Love you. I wonder if there's any way to mess with your under eye and not have to do the O face. But if I don't, I always end up sticking myself in the eye. Does anybody else do that? You stick yourself in the eye if you don't make the O face? And I also like to go back in with that Beauty Junkees brush, the Pro Blending, and just kind of blend it out a little bit under there. Because it is such a little point at the end, it works perfectly. I'm going to go in with this other carroty brush, and it just has a pointed tip. And I really like using it for an inner corner highlight, and I'm just going to use that champagne from the palette and just plop it down. It is a way better highlighter in this palette than in the Showstopper palette. And now I'm going to do my lashes because I'm not wearing any fake lashes. So I'm going to go in with the Caught My Eye Primer, which you guys might have seen in my product review video if you watched it. I love this. I love this. This works. I was telling you guys in that video, this works better than the Lancome, and this is only $17. And it's got, the brush on it is thicker at the end, or wider, so it really gets into those little eyelash hairs that you have on the inside of your eye that we can never get. And I'm going to do the bottom lashes too because I hardly have any bottom lashes. Alright, now I've been using two different mascaras. First I go in with the Mally Volumizing Mascara. Love this. Normal wand. Seems normal. Seems just whatever. But the formula is like Superwoman. And it's really, really black too. But the wand is a little bit too thick for my lower lashes, so I don't use it for my lower lashes. It does get a little bit goopy though, so that's one thing to think about. And then I'm going to go in with the IT Cosmetics, mostly because of the wand. And I'm just going to kind of flare out my look a little bit more. The end of this wand has a spiky ball, so I can separate my lashes and flare them out just a bit, but I love what it does. And then it has like a long side on it to do your lower lashes with. Which I do still love using the telescopic mascara for my lower lashes. There just really is nothing better. Alright, we're done with my eyes, so I'm going to go on to my face. I'm going to use the Chocolate Soleil from Too Faced and the Real Techniques contour. And I just do light contours because it's daytime. Fish face. I just do it really, really lightly to where you can barely see it. And then I always work it up a little bit and right up towards my temple, just a tiny bit. See, I have a little bit of a groove right here where you can put it. If you don't, just work from the top of your ear and go down. I'm going to do my temples a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. foundation brush. It's just an angled e.l.f. foundation brush, and this is what I use to contour my nose. Alright, now I'm going to go back in with that blush from the palette, and that is called Unleash. It's a beautiful mauve blush, and that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use the Mikasa, I'm going to mess this up every time, the Mikasa F11, which is their blush brush, and oh my gosh, it's so soft and so dense. This is definitely a buyer. This is definitely one I would tell you guys to buy. It is wonderful. It's the perfect blush brush, and I've been through so many brushes that I think are good for blush, but this one, you guys, I can't even tell you enough how perfect this brush is. It's so soft, and the application is so perfect. Ah. Sorry if you can hear my son. We just sent my daughter with her dad. He's moving down south, and we just sent her with him so she could see where they were living down there and get to say goodbye to him, so she won't be back until November 2nd. So he's a little excited. Just look at that. This brush is life. I might buy another one for my sissy for Christmas. That's a good brush. Now I'm going to not use the highlighter from there because I like the gold on my lid. So I kind of wanted to go in with a gold highlight. So I'm going to use Sunbeam and just tap that down. And then I'm going to go over it with Becca's Opal, which is a beautiful gold, as we know. And hopefully make it so you can see my highlight from Jupiter. So I'm just going to dot this and then kind of smear it out. This is a really pretty liquid highlighter. I don't really care for liquid highlighters, but this is Sunbeam from Benefit. It's actually really, really good. I just still don't like cream products, to be honest. And I'm going to use this huge fan brush just because I love huge fan brushes. And then I'm going to go over top of that with Opal. Because when in doubt for highlighters, go with Becca. She knows what she's doing. I don't know if you guys can see that highlight, but I'm loving it. Alright, now I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Moisture Whip and Rose, and I'm just going to line my lips. And then I'm going to use my MAC Pink Plaid, which I love. And that is the look. I hope you guys liked it. I will leave everything that I used down in the description box for you guys if you're interested. It's really, really easy to do, nothing too crazy. I mean, it is a lot of makeup, but it's really good for a night out or a girls' night if you're going to dinner, stuff like that. And I love it. It's so pretty, it's so fall, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.